Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this really cool Coachella makeup look. I mean, it really doesn't have to be Coachella, but you know, I'm just going to name it that because it's really close to that season. If not, it already started. But anyways, you can rock this look to, you know, any party that you want to, prom if you want to. It doesn't necessarily have to be for Coachella. I just think it's a really cool look to rock to that event. A little breakdown on the look. It's a really pretty glittery eyelid with like a cut crease, which I know I did a cut crease on my last tutorial, but I really like this look. So and then on the cut crease I also applied like a gold line, which makes it pop even more, and I really like the contrast in between the silver glitter with the gold cut crease. Whoa, that was like a mouthful. And then lashes, you know, I'm also rocking 2-color lips, and I usually don't do a lot with my hair, but today I did this really beautiful kind of braid with like a top knot bun. I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch the video, but don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, and you can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Okay, so before you begin applying any eyeshadow onto your eyelids, you want to make sure that you prime your eyelids with an eyeshadow primer to ensure that your eyeshadows will stay on all day looking fresh. So I've already done that. As you can tell, my eyelid is a different color than my face. The eyeshadow primer that I'm using has more of a yellowish undertone. I want to make my highlight a little bit brighter. For this, I'm going to use just any concealer that's a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone. And I'm really not trying to carve out my brow, but I'm basically just highlighting underneath my brow a little bit more, so whenever I apply my brow highlight powder, it pops a little bit more. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and start giving my crease a shape. I'm going to use the Tarlette Tarte palette. I'm going to be taking this color right here, Jet Setter, with a very precise crease brush. I'm going to go ahead and look down at your mirror so it stretches out this eye area. And I like to go a little bit higher than my crease because I don't have a lot of eyelid space, so if I were to take it lower, it's gonna look like all of this is touching each other and it's not gonna look flattering. If you have really hooded eyes, then you might not be able to do the gold line on the crease, unfortunately, but you can still do the glitter on the eyelid, which is still pretty nice. So as you can tell on the crease, I'm not closing the crease completely. I'm stopping about right here where my eye stops. And now what I want to do is to flick out my crease, so that way we get this really pretty kind of elongated look. I actually did something similar on my last tutorial, so I will link that video in the description bar below if you're interested. Alright, so now with no more product on my brush, just whatever's left from earlier, I'm going to start to blend out or blend up my crease a little bit higher. Not too high, I just wanted to blend into the highlights. I'm really only blending this part of the crease, the wing. You don't want to blend up too high, otherwise it's going to lose that nice shape that we have right now. Alright, so now to deepen up my crease, I'm going to take this color right here. It's called Leader. And for this step, it's going to be easier for you if you use a small eyeshadow brush. It's just a flat eyeshadow brush that has more of a rounded tip to it. And I'm going to start by darkening the center of the crease just on this little area right here. If you have deep set eyes already, you might want to skip this step because this is basically the look that I'm trying to give my eye, a deeper set eye look. At this point, I'm not really worried about blending the eyeshadow so much. I'm just worrying about placement, so just go ahead and place it on this little section right here. I want to blend that darker area of the crease a little bit higher, not too much. So with the same brush, I'm going to take a little bit of the darker shadow, but on the flatter side of the brush now. And I'm gently going to almost pull that part of the crease so it lightly blends it up. And just letting you know, if you feel like you took your crease down too low, I'll show you how to clean it up right now because we're still going to have to clean it up to give it that nice, sharp look. Alright, so this is the step where you're going to get to clean up your crease. If you made any little boo-boos or whatever, you're going to get to clean it up with the eyeliner of your choice. Today I'm using the NYX Studio Liquid Liner. Let me see. Dramatic Gold. Or no, Extreme Gold. This step, I highly recommend that you do it in front of a table so that way you can rest your elbows on the table and you'll have more precision and it's gonna come out nicer and you're gonna be less likely to mess up. If you're gonna do it like how I'm gonna do it right now, just like elbows on the air, you have a higher chance to mess up because you don't have any like control over your hands. So I'm gonna try to do it as best as possible, and for that I'm gonna start on the center. You want to start with a thin line because you can always make it thicker. I have my fan on, so it's really drying the eyeliner really quick, so if you feel like it's tugging, make sure that you get a fresh dip so that way you don't mess up. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and apply our fun glittery eyelid. I'm going to be using Too Faced Glitter Glue for my adhesive, and then Urban Decay Space Cowboy Monndust eyeshadow. You want to do this one eye at a time. Take a small amount of the glitter glue with your finger. Really quickly pat it onto your eyelid. I picked up some of the glitter with a synthetic brush. You want to make sure you pat it. If you rub, some of it will stay, but most of it will fall off. So make sure that you pat it because this way you're pressing it onto the glitter glue. I'm going to be using Tarte's Tarteist eyeliner to line the lash line, the top lash line. I'm not going to do a thick line just to thicken up my lashes, but if you have more eyelid space than I do, then you can definitely do a thicker line. I'm going to try and show you now how I do the wing, if I can do it on camera, if my hand's not all over my face. So it's supposed to look like this right here. It's way easier than it looks, I promise. So all you want to do, the top of the wing first, and it's okay if it comes out too thick. I'll show you how to fix that right now. And then I'm just gonna make a little triangle. So now I'm gonna take the NYX metallic eyeliner one more time and basically just fill in that little triangle. So even if you messed up, this is why I was telling you it's okay if you mess up, because you can easily just go over the black eyeliner and cover it up. Alright, so I went ahead and applied my fake eyelashes, you know, as well as mascara and all of that good stuff. Now I'm going to move on to the complexion part. Before I do my foundation, I'm going to just get a makeup wipe and make sure there's no fallout, because we did use glitter as well as dark eyeshadows. Before you apply your foundation, make sure that you prime your face. I am going to use the CoverFX Anti-Aging Primer to prime my face. To prime my face, I typically just do the center of my face because I feel that's where the makeup tends to come off the fastest throughout the day. I'm going to be using the LA Splash Concealer and the Milani New Foundation. This foundation is actually really freaking good. I've actually been testing it out for the past week and it's amazing. If you follow me on Snapchat, you already heard me say this, but the first time I tried this foundation, which was when it first came out, I liked it, but I didn't really like the smell. The first time I tried it, it smelled really fragrancy, but now I don't smell anything at all. It's so weird. I'm gonna use the color Porcelain in the concealer to highlight my face. So right here. And if you don't know by now, I am obsessed with the Real Techniques sponge. I think these are really great, especially if you are a professional makeup artist who is doing like so many faces, multiple faces at a time. You can just buy a lot of these because they're fairly inexpensive. They're like $6 each, I believe. And sometimes Ulta has sales where you get one, buy one, half off, or you know, those really good deals. So these are really nice and they're super soft. The shade that I'm using in the foundation is 03 Light Beige, just in case you were wondering. This one's actually a little bit too dark for me, but I'm okay with that because I like to look a little bit more tan anyways. Whatever's left on my sponge, I do bring it all the way down to my neck just so I don't look like I have the totally different color foundation. I'm also going to be using the Milani setting powder. I'm just going to use it like on the center of my face to set the makeup. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the Balm's Bahama Mama. I used to use this bronzer all the time. I don't know why I even stopped using it because it's so amazing. It just gives you the perfect tanned, bronzy look. But I do feel like with this bronzer, I do have to go like a shade to a shade and a half darker than my actual skin tone shade. Otherwise, it starts looking very muddy or orangey on me, and I don't want that. I'm going to further contour my face just a little bit more using this Wet n Wild. Hang on, let me open it. Woo, okay. This Wet n Wild Mega Contouring Palette, and I have the shade in Dulce de Leche. I like to take the darker shade or the contour shade and just very lightly contour the cheeks. I'm not trying to go too heavy. For illuminator, I'm going to use the Becca Champagne Pop illuminator. I hardly ever use this one just because I feel like it doesn't really show up as a bright illuminator on me. It has more of a color on me just because I am very light skinned. Alright, so now for blush, I'm going to use my Becca. Can you guys guess it? It's Wild Honey. Oh, she's back! And I'm just going to use very little of this. I kind of want to do a coral color lip, but at the same time I want to do a pink bright lip. So I don't know, I'm really torn, so that's why I'm going to use this blush because it's more neutral. So whatever I choose at the end, it will look good with either of them. I'm going to go ahead and quickly finish the bottom of the lash line. I'm just going to do a little bit of a brown eyeshadow, probably like just this one right here. Hopefully I can show you, but if you can't see, then I'm just literally just smoking out the bottom lash line. Okay, so I still don't know what lip to do. I really want to do the Milani CREASE Lip Matte Cream. I've actually never tried these, but this color looks really vibrant in person. And then I have already tried these right here, the Too Faced Liquid Melted ones, which I really like. If you want to review on these, let me know. Alright, so I'm basically wearing the two melted pink lipsticks on my lips. I have the lighter one on top, and this one is called, let's see, It's Happening, and the bottom one is called Bend and Snap. This is the way that I have been wearing it every single day since I got these liquid lipsticks, just because I feel it looks really cool. Like, you know, you have two different color lipsticks. I don't know. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you are gonna attend Coachella and if you are gonna rock this look. It doesn't have to be the exact same look, but you can switch up the colors, the products, you know, you're the artist. So yeah, let me know on the comments below if you are attending, and also if you like this look. Just leave me any feedback on the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel right here so you don't miss out on future videos. I am going to be doing a haul. I don't know if that's going to be before this video or after this video, who knows. But also you can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I will also have the links or the names to those social medias right over here and on the description bar below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video.